Hi, we are reviewing the, I think it's KATERK 420 piece rotary tool accessory kit. Background on me, I am a hobbyist sculptor, kind of an everyman, and I've had a rotary tool. It was a it is a Black & Decker, not Black & Decker, it is a Sears Craftsman, which is, if you know this, is actually a Dremel. I've used a number of little kits over the years, and I've purchased them, I think, anywhere between the 10, the cheapies were 10, 12 bucks, all the way up to the probably $40 category. And they have a bunch of accessories, a bunch of things. What I like about this one, first and foremost, was, well, the case. I've had a lot of cases. You can imagine over, what I say, like 30 years of Dremel usage. And they break. You don't ever buy them really to expect that, and then they just end up kind of floating around in your toolbox. What I like about this is it actually has a bit of a sturdy bit to it. I can't really demonstrate other than knocking it hard. But oftentimes where you see the breakage occur is at these little, what do you call it? Like, I guess the joints or the hinges, right? These have like a metal pin hinge. There's like a knurled edge that kind of locks it in there. I don't anticipate this breaking. I mean, there's cheap plastic. I think unless I'm throwing it around, it's good. You could see that it was sitting up on its side. It's got a little bit of heft to it. It's got a little bit of weight to it. I mean, it's kind of, you could see kind of how thick that is. And that gives you kind of an idea of what this thing's like all around. Before we dive in, this thing is also a game changer. I wish it were on a card that would fit in here. It probably wouldn't be too hard to make something like that and laminate it, because this comes in several languages. I know Japanese, maybe Japanese. A few other ones I couldn't tell you, but Spanish. But it tells you what each piece is, and that is incredible, because there's things I've used over the years. I'm like, you buy these sets, and you might buy them for, you might be buying them for these, or you might be buying them for these, or you might be buying them for these, or whatever. It's just like, there's plenty of them. Let's go with that. And they get thrown away, or they get used or misused. They're pretty consumable. But what I love about it is it'll tell you things that's good to cut with, right? So, like, what to use, like how to use it, and so like your sanding paper, if you're going to be sanding cork or hardwood, plastic. Cork would probably be also like kind of foam if you're into making like foam armor, aluminum, brass, and so forth. It doesn't recommend it, obviously, and it's going to tell you the RPMs on there. So I don't know what my setting is, like more like 1 through 5, so I probably have to figure this out, but I haven't yet. But this is terrific. I do wish it was on a card, so KATERK, if you hear that, that's my wish list. Put them on cards so I could throw out the language I don't read. But I absolutely love this. The other thing too that's great is these colettes, right? I've always called them barrels, but I guess colette makes more sense. Is that these are for other, and it's criminal that anybody else did this, but there's other companies out there, I think Ryobi might have been one of them, that went with a different size than what the Dremels, or what I have is the Craftsman, the now defunct Craftsman, which was also a Dremel, with the Craftsman logo slapped on it. Colette, and it gives you that. They give you a wrench, a whetstone to sharpen things with, sanding shank, and it tells you all these great little things. So if I really can't tell you how exciting that just this is to throw in there. The hinges, or the clasps are kind of a thicker material. I mean, this is a nice case. This is gonna be one of those things that I mean, I've kept taking care of my tool for 30 some years. My now departed father is the one who gave it to me, and I've used it on many projects and many things. So opening this up, I'm gonna be frank. It is the every kind of toolkit. This is a nice gift. I do love that they had these here. But all in all, like, these bits are probably just whatever. They're probably not, I'm sure they're not top of the world. But that is not different than anything else you're grabbing at the discount stores or even some of the premium labeled stuff. It's all, again, these are consumables. They're meant to get used and ran through. If there are certain pieces that you're using on a regular case, in any of the toolkits that you've ever bought, screwdriver sets, drill bit sets, what have you, all this stuff breaks. I'm going to tell you, I'm really impressed with how sturdy all this stuff seems. And so in the future, if you're running through, you know, grinding stones, or these things run through these little, you know, cutting and polishing bits and wheels, you're just going to buy new ones and put them in here, because this thing, I think, is going to hang in there. I'm very, very impressed with it. The review never should be about the quality of all this stuff. I mean, they seem fine. Honestly, they seem just like everything else that's out there. The real two things that sell this kit for me are this case, incredible. The collection they put together really was nice. And this little sheet that they threw in there. The Colette's was also a nice forethought. God forbid my I can't do this left-handed, sorry. My other unit break, but when it does, if I shift it over, I've got something to make that work. This hits it out of the park. I think the price for this thing, I think it just, get it. You'll see what I'm saying. It's a quality case, and I know I'm running on here, but I'm really, really thoroughly impressed with this. This is one of those golden finds. This would make a great gift for somebody. You got a young hobbyist. I was 15, like I said, when I got my first bit, my first, you know, Dremel, and it's hung in there with me. The bits haven't, but this case might be that thing that rides along with their first Dremel. So, or treat yourself. It's. I don't think you'll find me wrong. So, good luck.